Senator Bato de la Rosa is now facing an ethics complaint over his prolonged absence. Anti-corruption group Wag Kang Kukurap filed the complaint on Wednesday. De la Rosa last attended a Senate session in November 2025. Ethics Committee Chairman Senator J.V. Ejercito gave his assurance that they will tackle the complaint against De la Rosa. Meanwhile, Senate President Tito Soto has rejected calls to shut down De la Rosa's office.
Dahil kung ang ordinary yung mamamayan, kung hindi po pasok sa trabaho, di ba, napafire, nawawalan ng trabaho. Dapat po same ethical standard nag-apply din sa senador.
Maraming empleyado yun, nagtatrabaho yung mga empleyado, nagsasubmit sila ng mga bills, nagsasubmit sila ng mga komentaryo nila at ng mga perspective nila about the bills that are being discussed. It could be coming from Senator Bato himself or the advisors or the legal people of Senator De La Rosa.
Yung sweldo,
so, mahirap yun.
And to talk us through this, joining us now is political scientist Antonio Contreras. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Prof, let's kick off with the Senator Bato de la Rosa's absences at the Senate since November of 2025. How should the Senate Ethics Committee handle this complaint? Is this something, can they actually stop the salary of the senator for now? There's been said that they need to assure him that he will not be arrested, at least while the Senate is in session. What can be done right now?
Well, I think the Senate should understand that they're paid coming from taxpayers' monies. And so it is not a private corporation or private entity. It is a government agency. At sa gobyerno, katulad ko, nagtatrabaho ako sa UP. Kapag matagal akong hindi pumasok, abay talagang matatanggal ako sa trabaho. So I think the Senate should be very careful in making this impression, giving this impression na merong ibang batas, ibang panuntunan sa mga senador at iba sa mga ordinaryong empleyado ng gobyerno. Kahit nga sa private sector kapag hindi ka pumasok na makayo dyan sa network nyo, pag hindi ka pumasok na matagal na kayo sigurong sesante.
Sir, just, from a logistical perspective, ano yung possible ba na mangyari? Can you actually fire a senator? He's been elected into office. Is there a suspension period that can be observed? Can you just simply say no salary? Who makes these decisions? May voting pa ba yan?
Well, the plenary has a power. They have a power to expel. They have a power to discipline their members. They have an ethics committee. And so, I think this is already an ethical transgression. Hindi mo ginagawa trabaho mo for no reason at all except that you're afraid that you will be arrested. Diba? This is something, wala pa namang arrest warrant sa kanya. But si Senator Bongo nga na kasama niya na implicate, na andyan pumapasok. So therefore, ang tanong dito, ano ba talaga ang pamantayan? Sa pangyayaring ito, lumabas tuloy ngayon na walang definite na protocol ang Senado tungkol sa ganitong sitwasyon. Samantalang sa lahat ng opisina, mapapribadong pag-gobyerno, may panuntunan, may manual na nagsasabi kung hanggang kailan lang ikaw pwede mag-awol.
Professor, I think kasi kanina lang, a few minutes ago, sabi ni Ethics Committee Chair Senator J.V. Ejercito, I think the earliest na pwede makapag-schedule ang Ethics Committee for a meeting is March 10 due to room inavailability. Pero they're asking permission from Senate President Tito Soto if they could use the Senator's Lounge. Pero should that happen, dapat ba mapag-usapan din na kung magkakaroon ng no work, no salary dito kay Senator Bato, should that also include his office, his staff? Kasi sa pagtatanong din naman namin, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman daw yung operations nila even though continuing yung physical absence ni Senator from the Senate.
Well, I think it's important to understand that the Senate office must be separate from the person who is absent. If the person who is absent is the senator, then let the senator be isolated from the penalty. Kawawa nga naman yung empleyado na pumapasok, nagtatrabaho kahit wala yung boss nila. So siguro ibang usapan yun. Hayaan mo na ang Senado magdetermina yan, pero kung akong tatanungin mo, separate yung issue doon sa mga nagtatrabaho na pumapasok. Nagkataon lang yung boss nila ang wala.
Okay. Sir, you mentioned that this walang rules ang Senate dito. I'm sure you've been covering this for a very long time in your career. Hindi pa ba ito nangyari before? it's hard for me to imagine na
Well,
every
anong nangyari-
senator we've
ang
had,
nangyari-
every congressman has been present, has been doing their job completely, na walang nangyaring ganitong kaso na kailangan isuspend or hindi lang talaga pumapasok.
Alam mo ang nangyari, di ba, in the past, si Senator Laila de Lima, dating senador, nakakulong na siya, pero siya pa nga yung nagpupumilit na kung pwede ako yung attend ng session kahit online.
Okay.
Right? Kung natandaan nyo yan, siya ay tinanggihan ng Senado. Di ba? Andun yung wala na siya physically, pero gusto niya magtrabaho. Ito namang isa, hindi naman nakukulong, ayaw magtrabaho. So, sa tingin ko, the fact na hindi consistent ang rule ng Senado, wala silang rule. Lumalabas na wala silang protocol dito. And I think it's about time they should have. Kasi muli, I would like to emphasize that, ang perang ginagamit sa pagpapasweldo kay Bato, at yan ay hindi birong pera, malaki yan dahil senador siya, ay galing sa bulsa ng bayan.
And sir, are you in favor of, just for the fact that he should go back to work, he should have this level of protection na hindi siya maaresto for as long as the Senate is in hearing?
Well, that is already standard. Di ba sinasabi naman natin yan na merong rule sa Constitution ng ganyan.
Okay.
Na hindi ka pwedeng arestahin. Kaya nga lang ang problema, maaring hindi mag-apply kay Bato de la Rosa. Sapagkat kung sakali man na merong arrest warrant sa kanya, ang penalty is more than 6 years. Nakalagay sa saligang batas, ang pwede lang protektahan ng immunity from arrest while the Senate is in session are those acts punishable by an imprisonment of no more than 6 years. Ang crime against humanity, meron tayong RA 9851, reclusion perpetua yan. Hindi ba? Sobrang-sobra sa 6 na buwan. 6 na taon. So, sa tingin ko, yun ang kinakatakot niya. Pero yun nga yung point dito, pati niya tularan na lang si Bongo, hinaharap ang trabaho kahit andyan yung nakaambang aresta sa kanya.
Oo nga, Prof, ang sabi nga ni Senator Go, trabaho raw muna, antabayan na lang daw muna yung confirmation of charges ni Tatay Digong niya sa The Hague. Pero should anything circulate pa ba? Do you think itong ethics complaint? Kasi I think si former Senator Sonny Trillanes is also planning to file, pero parang naunahan na nga siya nitong wag kang ko-corrupt. Do you think this is gonna be a niche na on how the Senate should handle extended or strenuous absences from the Senate?
Well, I think it's about time that the Senate should act. At mabutit nag-file na sila Professor Magno ng complaint. At sana ipakita nila talaga sa lahat ng tao na walang pare-pareho ang rule. Hindi pwede porket senador ka, mataas ang posisyon mo, exempted ka sa panuntunan ng pagtatrabaho na binabayaran ka ng sahod, hindi mo naman ginagawa, hindi mo naman nagagampanan. Sapagkat inuulit ko, tayo lahat, kapag tayo ganyan natin ang ating opisina ng ginagawa ni Senator Bato, matagal na tayong natanggal sa trabaho.
Continuing on that theme, there are also, I guess, let's say, rhetorical statements, for example, from the palace, from spokesperson Castro, regarding VP Sara's absences or her actually not fulfilling her duties. What about other people in office apart from the Senate, and how can we push these people to work for the public?
Well, that is precisely the point I'm trying to make. Like Sara Duterte also loves to travel, go to abroad. But kung binigyan naman siya ng travel authority, yun ang tanong, kung binigyan siya ng travel authority ng kanyang, ng Malacanang, hindi ko alam kung sino nagbibigay ng travel authority sa Vice President. Kasi ako bilang isang ordinaryong nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno at makaka-relate dito lahat ng nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno. Hindi po kami pwedeng lumabas ng bansa na walang travel authority. Ang tawag namin doon ay yellow form. Okay. Hindi ka pwedeng haharangin ka sa immigration. Kung ikaw ay wala may papel travel authority, sasabihin anong authority mo to travel. At kahit nga po kami ay bakasyon, kahit hindi official ang travel namin, kunyari bakasyon, Christmas, nagbakasyon ka, kailangan mo pa rin ng travel authority. At sa ibang opisina, very strict pa na, kunyari, meron kong konferensyang inattendan, dapat one day before and one day after lang ang pwedeng allowed ka. Pag mag-exceed ka pa doon, dapat humingi ka man ng permission. Ikaw ay papayagan. Magbabakasyon ka ng kaunting araw. So itong mga travel na to, katulad ni Vice President Sara Duterte, ang tanong ko, sila ba exempted sa ganon? Wala bang, kasi kung naman may pumirma ng travel authority sa kanya, walang problema. Kunyari, yung pagbabakasyon, hindi na napapansin nyo, wala ngayon si Leandro Leviste. Di ba? Hindi natin siya nakikita. Nasa abroad ba siya? Yung ba'y pinirmahan ng speaker? Kasi kung pinirmahan naman, walang problema. Itong kay Bato de la Rosa, obviously, hindi ito otorisado ng Senado.
Prof, I think yung kasabay kasi nito, may mga pictures din na nagsisirculate itong si Senator Bato na his, maybe a chapel or maybe a church posted by his wife. Do you think it's just a way of gaining, is it a normal posting lang, or is it, can we see it as a strategy to maybe
Hindi naman daw siya
misdirect?
nagtatago.
Misdirect the people,
Prof.
or maybe authorities potentially looking for him?
Well, kung hindi siya nagtatago, bakit hindi lang siya muna magtrabaho? May trabaho siyang regular na sinisweldohan. Umattend siya ng hearing, umattend siya ng session, magpakita siya. Hindi pwede yung pinapakita lang yung mga simbahan. Hindi madali namang AI. Ito ang background ko, background ng building yan, pero hindi naman ako nasa harap ng building na yan. Picture lang yan ng building.
Kaya pala.
Hindi ba? So therefore, ako yung nakaupo ngayon sa opisina ko, pero ang background ko, building. So therefore, it's very easy to do these things now.
Ba't di niya daw gawin? Sir, let's move to another issue. Anong basa mo dito sa claims ng 18 quote-unquote former Marines? No, they're still verifying if all of these, I think 2 of them are actually not. About the cash deliveries to several politicians. Who do you think is behind this? And if so, what is there to even be gained by these allegations?
Alam mo, nakalulungkot at nakakatawa. Nakalulungkot kasi para bagang ano ba tong nangyayari sa bansa natin ngayon, na para bagang deliberate na parang blatantly gumagawa ng kwento, naghahabi ang mga tao para lang ma-destabilize ang gobyerno o kaya mapagsilbihan ang partisanong interes ng kanilang mga panig na sinusuportahan. Halata naman kasi ngayon nagbabago-bago na sila ng statement, katulad nitong ni Atty. Baligod doon sa interview na napanood ko kahapon. Tinanggi niya yung mga hindi naman doon niya sinabi na may koneksyon sa ICC ito. Ngayon nag-iiba na naman ng salita. Hindi matandaan na yung 4 pala doon ay hindi naman pala Marine, hindi lang dadalawa, hindi naman talaga man lang lumabas ang pangalan nila sa roster. So doon na lang makikita mo may credibility problem. Tapos sasabihin si Pangulong Marcos ang kanilang nag-deliver sila ng pera sa Paway. Samantalang alam naman ng lahat na wala ng bahay ang mga Marcos sa Paway. Museum na yon. Sa lawag na sila nakatira, yung bahay niya at least. So, ang dami tapos makikita mo pa yung mga pictures ngayon, mga images, binabase nila, na madali namang doktorin. At kitang-kita nga natin doon sa isang background, yung iba yung number ng parang RP8811 sa background, yung isa man RP8111. So, if you have these things, ang tao naman hindi naman tanga. Parang ang timing na lang nito, the day before the EDSA, while nasa kainitan tayo ng hearings ng confirmation of charges sa ICC, magsisimula na ang hearing sa House of Justice Committee sa Lunes regarding the impeachment complaint against Sara Duterte. So, na madali mong mapagtagpi-tagpi itong mga to na para bagang ayaw pa nilang tumigil. Nung una, napatunayan na maaring hindi credible yung mga maleta nilang pinakita. Hanggang ngayon, maleta pa rin. Ako nga sabi ko, gano'n na ba kabigat yung maliit na maletang yun na parang 3 tao pa na Marine ay kailangan magtulungan para bitbitin. May at saka yung nag-iiba-iba sila ng salita. And the fact that they already came out with a press conference on an affidavit that is unsigned. These are things that really you have to ask, who are the characters behind this, and you're going to hear names that have always been associated with destabilization recently. So, ganun na ba talaga mahal ba talaga nila ang bayan o ang mahal lang nila yung kanilang mga sinusulong na interes?
Prof, last question na lang for us. Si Senator Ping Lacson, Chairman ng Blue Ribbon Committee, we're waiting for the signatures ng kanyang Blue Ribbon Committee report ng committee. Pero should these allegations, either shake the direction of the Blue Ribbon? Sabi naman ni Senator Ping, blindfold approach sila kung saan sila malilid ng evidences. They'll go from there. Pero should they consider itong new allegations naman? If not new, a repetition of allegations being brought up by the past months?
The allegations right now have no probative value except for media mileage, and noise. So the draft report that is being circulated in the Senate is a product of validated information, of hearings where people were under oath. I think they should proceed with that. And then tingnan, kasi if they're going to stop and say, teka, kulang pa, patinggan natin itong sinasabi ng 18, para na rin lang binigyan ng credence yung credibility ng mga yon. So I think they should proceed and have the report approved by the Senate or acted upon by the Senate accordingly. And then tama naman siya na kung saan dalhin ng ebidensya kung mayroon mang ebidensya. Kasi parang striptease sila. Narinig ko sa defensor, nagsabi mayroon pa daw part 2. Ano ba sila? Para ba kasi lang talagang kongko ang kanilang, parang saldi ko, mayroong part 1, may part 2 pa yung kanyang video. Ito ganun din, may part 2. Na parang sino na lang bang naniniwala sa kanila kundi yung gusto rin nung dati na maniniwala sa kanila. So they're making a mockery of people's patience and in the end, I think the more they do this, the more the credibility is going down the drains.
All right, we have more questions for you, pero we'll save that for later. Thank you for your time and insights, political scientist Antonio Contreras.
Thank you.